there, welcome to A Healthy Conversation. So today, I know we've shared a lot with you how we bring you into our home or bring you out to the lake with us or wherever we might be and let them in on the conversations you and I have. Well, this morning...
Sometimes they're ugly though.
That's just not true. They're not ugly. That's after the camera goes off. Anyway, this morning we were having a conversation and we kind of rearranged what we were going to do with our videos because we decided that would be a conversation worth sharing. And the conversation very simply is this: sometimes medicine doesn't work. I refer to it as the power of why. Now, once or twice when you and I are talking about supplements, I question things.
Once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice. I ask a lot of questions. He'll say, well, you need to do this. And I will say, well, what's in that? And why does that work? And
drives me crazy.
So what we want to share with you today is the power of why. We went to Florida last week for a couple of days, and we were meeting with a friend who's a doctor because we're putting together an anti-aging program. More on that later. And as we were sitting with her, she said to me, I guess as I was sitting with her, she said to me, well, Donna, I'm a doctor, and I'm a doctor. And what you and I were talking about is we really don't listen to people just
because they're one particular thing.
Just because they're a doctor or a certain kind of doctor. Now listen, that doesn't mean don't listen to your doctor. That's not what that means. But we don't listen just because someone is a doctor. And I've shared that with her at this point, that we do a lot of research and we do a lot of checking. And as much as we laugh about the questions I ask, he asks them just as much. He might just not ask them as loudly. So sometimes medicine doesn't work. And what you were saying to me this morning is you're the most qualified person in the world to talk out both sides of your face.
Very true, because not only the 4 cancers I had, just to clarify things, it wasn't herbs, it wasn't vitamins that saved my life. It was good old-fashioned chemotherapy and pretty radical surgeries that really did that.
And you also used supplements.
Also used supplements, so it's a combination.
Right. So what you were saying to me this morning, and I'm going to ask you to repeat that, okay? You said, I'm the most qualified person on earth to talk out both sides of my mouth. Because?
Because I've used both sides to get healthy. I've used traditional medicine. I've used vitamins and herbs and natural things. And just because you use one thing doesn't mean you can't use the other thing. It has to be a correct blending, but you always have to get the best answers you possibly can from the most qualified people.
So what you were sharing, and we live through it, is that, you educate people every day on the power of vitamins and herbs and natural remedies. And traditional medicine saved your life. So you're pretty highly qualified, I would say, to talk out, as you say, both
Uniquely
sides.
qualified.
Uniquely qualified. And what we want to reiterate to you with regard to we don't listen just because someone is a doctor, it's do your research and it's ask questions. When we went down there to Florida and I was talking with my friend about what we're going to plan into the future, she made a couple of statements about, well, I don't know about that natural thing, so we're not going with that. And again, I've already shared this with her. That made me step back and go, okay, we don't really want to work with somebody who says that doesn't work just because it's natural. Okay, but the opposite would also be true. If we're talking to somebody who deals in the natural world, right, and offers natural supplements, and they said never, ever, ever go to a doctor, we also wouldn't agree with that.
I've heard them say, I wouldn't do chemo, that's poison.
Right.
Well, chemo saved my life,
That's
so
right.
It's not poison.
That's right. So, again, the moral of this story is not that we're anti-doctor. Some of our best friends are doctors. Totally true. The moral of this story is there is power in why. Sometimes medicine doesn't work, and we're going to talk to you more in the next segment about if medicine isn't working, what you might be able to do. And we're also going to talk to you about the 4 basic supplements that you need to be using that are completely natural, that are going to make you feel fantastic. So we'll talk to you next time.